So my name is Beth, and my sons have been coming to Kim's Hapkido since they were 3 and 4, and now they are 7 and 8. I'm the sort of parent that researches everything, and I found in other schools, like, there was an emphasis on like performance, like they would perform every week, or it was sort of this sort of hoo-ha kind of macho thing, or even like meditation. And I chose Master Kim's studio, which is like nearly an hour drive from our house, because I wanted some specific things for them. I wanted them to have a sense of self-mastery and to understand how to use their bodies in situations that were either conflict or not, and to know the difference. And I guess to demystify, I've got 2 boys and they would fight with each other all the time, and I wanted them to understand when to use that sort of power and when not, and also to demystify violence. So if they were threatened in a schoolyard, they would have a real sense of, it wouldn't be a foreign territory to them, and they would know how to conduct themselves. Master Kim was the only one that gave sort of a deeper sense of self-mastery, and that unfolded as they would come more and more as they rose through the levels. So in the beginning, I was astonished that my youngest son, who I assumed could not sit still or pay attention to anything, suddenly found a self-discipline that I didn't know he possessed. And it became something I would say when we would go to well visits, and I would say, well, I know he can control himself sometimes because he doesn't have keto. And later on, as the skills level progressed, it became this wonderful self-mastery, that they knew how their bodies worked and they were really fit. Like at the beginning, Mr. Kim said their bodies would change. And I thought, yeah, no, I don't really believe you, they're just scrawny little kids. But actually, you can see the young men coming out in them already. Their muscles are really strong and they're very, very fit. And after that, there was something more. Like, as kids get older, they start to encounter real challenges in their lives, and each of my sons had a different one. My older one, when he started having sort of sensory issues, even though he actually didn't want to touch anything in the world, he still wanted to come to Hapkido. And I think it was because it was regular and safe, and it gave him a sense of consistency. And my other son really badly broke his right arm, and when it became possible for him to start to move again, Hapkido was one of the first things he came back to. And I guess I learned from Master Kim that like martial arts can engage with you wherever you are. So you can be all different kinds of ill or incapacitated, but because it's about self-actualization, about bringing the best out of yourself, he is really good at working with that. So my little one with the broken arm learned how to defend himself with one arm, and it made so much sense, because it's like, well, of course, sometimes you might have to defend yourself with one arm, which was awesome. And so now we're actually looking to move to Australia, and I looked for more martial arts studios there, and it made me realize what we were losing in leaving Master Kim, because what he calls out of the kids, like, you can draw attention to all kinds of things in kids, and often in martial arts classes that I see, it's just about the movements or the exercises or getting the positions right. But what Mr. Kim does is call out a sense of putting yourself in the world. And I realized how special that was, and how hard it was to find it elsewhere, because it's a personality thing. And he passes it on also down to the younger guys in the studio who coach the kids. And so there's this wonderful intergenerational thing where, there's an 8-year-old boy wants the attention of like a teenage boy more than anything in the world. And what they're getting is this really gentle, careful instruction in how to move your body in space and how to be strong. And they absolutely love it. So through everything, all the changes in our family, it's been kind of a touchstone that has always made them feel, okay, I know where I am. This is, you know, this is my routine, and this is where I know where things are and where I come to be challenged in a way that helps me grow.